everybody, Scott here. Greetings from my house. Like so many others, I've been working from home for the past several weeks, and I have to tell you, it's been really different. First of all, I'm now trying to build sermons and hold phone conferences in the midst of 5 very active children and their daily studies, and I tell you what, that's been a challenge. But at the same time, I'm also used to keeping a robust schedule full of classes and studies and visitations and other things like that. In short, my week is usually very busy. However, with the governor's stay-at-home order, I find that most of these activities are now on pause. I don't think I'm alone in this. In general, Americans are used to fast-paced, busy, and active lives, yet during the quarantine, we've been forced as a nation to slow down. This has impacted people in several ways. For example, I've seen people complaining online about how all the days seem to be running together, and I can relate. I mean, is it Friday or is it Saturday? I actually think it's Thursday. You never can tell these days. I've also seen over social media that it seems that families are spending more time together, and I think that's just a great thing. And I'm thinking of family activities where people are actually eating together and talking, doing board games and solving puzzles. People seem to be reaching out to family members and friends more often than they do normally. Now, I'm not trying to make the case that this virus-induced quarantine has been a positive thing. Obviously, it's taken its toll economically. But at the same time, it has done something for us. It's forced us to hit the pause button on our busy, hurried lives. How can I say that? Let me illustrate it this way. I recently came across a poem that kind of sums it all up. It's called Little Things by Ebenezer Cobham Brewer. In this poem, the poet reminds us that although we don't always see it, the minutes are slipping by and bringing us closer to eternity, whether we realize it or not. The poem goes like this. Little drops of water, little grains of sand, make the mighty ocean and the pleasant land. Thus the little minutes, humble though they be, make the mighty ages of eternity. Of course, pausing to realize the eternal significance of how we spend our time is not just something for poets. Solomon said it this way in Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 2. It is better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting, for this is the end of all mankind, and the living will lay it to heart. In other words, it's better to go to a funeral than to a party. Why is this the case? Well, attending a funeral brings us face to face with the reality of death. It forces us to examine what really matters in life. Friend, these last few weeks may have seemed tedious, but there is one good thing we can pull out of them. Instead of seething with frustration over a forced slowdown, we can take this as an invitation to reflect on our lives. We've been given a chance to hit pause and examine the little minutes that are making up the sum of our lives. How do they stack up? Are we taking the important things to heart? How are we spending our time? Have we been too busy to fully seek after God and the things that are most important to Him? God encourages us to find moments for reflection, to pause and calmly think. As Paul puts it in 2 Corinthians 13:5, we need to take the time to examine yourselves to see whether you are in the faith. Test yourselves. Or do you not realize this about yourselves, that Jesus Christ is in you, unless indeed you fail to meet the test? Let's take advantage of our time on hold, as it were, to reflect on our walk with God. What are we filling our moments with? Are we just busy, or are we busy about the Lord's work? Can others see Christ in us? I understand that it can be uncomfortable. I mean, no one likes to be paused. But Ebenezer Cobham Brewer, Solomon, and the Apostle Paul realized the value of taking stock in matters of eternal significance. I'm looking forward to the time in which I can resume my normal busy schedule once again, but we would do well to use this time to reflect on how the minutes of our life are adding up as we all march one day closer to eternity. Thanks for watching.